to work, and I'ma gauge my progress by the sign of the word. Now I ain't yet a success, but yes, the word that I stress, cause by the time you hear the CD, count the steps.
I've got the power, because my temper's at the border. Like I said before, I keep this party filled like a bucket of water. MCHEAVYDOVERWEIGHT, lover in the house, on the swing tip, and I'ma rip this, cause I'm a hop hip, better yet hip hop, cause you're a drip drop, small as a pebble, while heavy D's a bedrock. I am the capital, HEV, rappable, king ambassador with more, that's quite a radical, my style's like particular, extracurricular, sit back, relax, while heavy D sticks to you, a new type of tuning, rising, zooming, when I need a cast it's got for proper grooming, I'ma go on and show on and turn the microphone on and mow on permission, my sound is strong, so y'all get up, keep your head up, and then gear up, heaven's in the front, the boys in the back up on the river, empties in my path, I will steadily pounce, heavy D's in effect. With more bounce to the ounce. Yo, listen, yeah, I had to drop the whole verse. That was one of my favorite rappers when I was growing up, right? If y'all don't know who it is, that was Hev Diggy, Papi Grande, 600 Pusha, where your Hyundai, right? Anyway, let me get out that Heavy D. Heavy D was my boy, I'm telling you. Heavy D was my MC of choice, right? You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, we used to get together. And we used to do lip sync battles, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, 10 times out of 10, you better believe there was at least 3 or 4 jams there, Heavy D, you know what I'm saying? So it brought back some memories. But the reason why I brought that out is because the first line, I've got the power, right? Last week I told you, I was like that I want y'all to recognize and understand the power that you guys actually have inside. The power that you actually have to be able to control the trajectory of your life, to be able to basically gift wrap for yourself the outcome it is that you're looking for, right? So check this out, y'all. My name is Pablo Rivera, and this is another edition of Make It Happen Monday, right? This is season 2. This is episode 2 of season 2, right? Deuces, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here to let y'all know that last week we had that homework assignment of grading ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, I already know. This is what I'm letting you know. I already know that it was difficult. I understand that it was tough, right? That self-reflection stuff and being honest with yourself, that's difficult to do, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't want you to take that opportunity to just beat yourself down. That was not what it was about. It wasn't an exercise in being able to see how tough you are about dissing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what it is. What it was is to find the areas of opportunities that we have within our lives that we can utilize, the tools that we have to make it better. You know what I'm saying? Because we already set up our goals. We already did all of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? So check it. We are on the 91st day of this year. You know what I'm saying? So again, January, February, March, April 1st is technically second quarter. First day of second quarter. Now, what does all that mean? Now, I understand some of y'all started with me back in March of last year. So y'all probably starting the first quarter of your second year. You see what I'm saying? And then the other y'all who started in January, you know what I'm saying, when we had that New Year's resolution to be resolute in our pursuit of our goals, you just finishing up first quarter, you starting second quarter, right? So what am I talking about? What is all this quarter stuff? You see what I'm saying? Well, what I'm saying is we got our goals, right? And usually everybody goes back and they look at it in a year clip, right? At a year at a time, you know what I'm saying? But the problem with that is that you can either be very far off of your goals or you can be right on. You know what I mean? You want to be able to reflect. That's why I asked y'all to do that last week, was to reflect on what it is. What's the environment that's not allowing you to do what it is that you're supposed to do, or the environment that is super conducive, meaning it's ripe for you to be able to do what it is that you need to do to accomplish your goals, to do those tasks so you can accomplish your goals, right? So what's the benefit? What I'm saying is you take the year, you divide it up into 4 quarters, right? So 12 months in a year divided by 4, you get 3, right? So every 3 months is a quarter. You feel me? Right? So you got your yearly goals, your long-term goals, right? Or medium, depending, right? But you got a longer term goal, right? And you break that down into 4. You see what I'm saying? So you think about it. Where do I want to be, right? You're thinking about that outcome. You see what I'm saying? You broke down the tasks that somebody needed to do to make habits so that they can have the outcome it is that you was looking for, or the outcome that they have, right? Bet. So if you're doing it on a day-to-day basis, you know what I'm saying? You could definitely look at yourself and see how you're doing, right? But you want to grade yourself. That's what we did last week, right? Or this whole week. I'm hoping that y'all went back more than just a couple weeks. What I wanted y'all to do is I wanted y'all to go back the entire quarter, right? All the way back up to January. You see what I'm saying? The reason why you want to go all the way up to January is because now that's an official quarterly review. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you want to treat your life like it's a business. You don't think that the CEOs and the presidents of the world, they ain't doing this? Yo, I'm telling you, they have very clear expectations for themselves and the organization that they lead in. You see what I'm saying? You are your organization. Start treating yourself like one. You see what I'm saying? People talk about they go to work. work, I said this in one of the motivational moments, right? Is that you go to work and you bust your butt. You do everything it is that's expected of you. You even go above and beyond because you're a good employee. You see what I'm saying? But you need to take that good employee mentality and you need to uplift it to be a boss, right? And then be the boss of your organization, the organization of Pablo Rivera, right? Or the organization of whoever. You see what I'm saying? That's who you want to be. You want to be president and CEO who is responsible of all inputs, outputs, and processes that go on with the organization of you. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. So you can long-term plan and you can get quarterly gratifications as we go, right? See what I'm saying? So now, what is it that you're doing when you review, right? So I'm prior service, right? We used to have AARs after everything. You know what I'm saying? After action review. So what is an after action review? What is that? Well, after an action or a period of time, right? In this case, we're going to say either 1 quarter, right? Or we're going to say 1 year. Because if you're doing that March, you got a little bit more ahead of you, but we've been doing this longer. You see what I'm saying? So you should have a little bit better of an understanding, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to say 3 things that are going well, right? Out of everything that I've done in this quarter or in this year, what are 3 things that are going well? Right? What are 3 things that are going well? And be honest about it. You see what I'm saying? Don't sit there and try to fluff it up like, what are you doing well? For real, right? Okay, cool. That's the easy part. You see what I'm saying? You're like, I can come up way more than 3. Right, bet. I'm looking for 3. Prioritize, give me the top 3. Then I want to know the 3 things that aren't going so well. 3 things, you know what I'm saying? I've been saying I'm gonna wake up at 4 o'clock. I've been waking up at 5, right? I've been telling myself that I wasn't going to allow my bed to be messy after all my kids get up and it's still messy. You know what I'm saying? Or I had a weekly cadence of cleaning my bathroom. I don't really care what it is. I said I was going to apply to 5 different jobs, 5 different places a day. I was going to redo my resume so that it's up to par so that when I do apply to places, I don't got to sit there and scramble around to get my resume. Whatever it is, you see what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you said you was going to do, did you do it? Where was the areas of opportunity, right? What is it that didn't go so well, right? And I actually jumped ahead. We did the 3 things that went well, 3 things that didn't go well. You guessed it. I let the cat out of the bag. The last 3 is, what are 3 areas of opportunity? What are 3 things that you can do to make it better moving forward, right? That's a lot of stuff. That's 9 different things, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I notice that the 3 things that didn't go so well kind of line up with the 3 things, you know what I'm saying, areas of opportunity because, you know, it's an obvious marriage, you see what I'm saying? This didn't go well. I have an opportunity to make it go well, right? But it's important to focus on the 3 things that went well too, right? Because we ain't trying to beat ourselves down, right? So what was it? What was it? Now that you went ahead and you did your after action review, you got the 3 things that went well, 3 things that can go better, and 3 areas of opportunities of tasks that you can do, right? Now you can go ahead and start doing it. Now you can start moving forward, right? If you are doing well, fantastic, right? Good. What is it that you can do better to move forward, right? And if you haven't been doing so well, all right, cool. Back to what I was saying. What's the environment, right? Why is it that you didn't do the things you're supposed to do, right? Because once you have that clear vision, now we can start moving forward. Now we can start seeing the results because we can take action on those areas of opportunity. We can start doing those tasks that we said that we can, if implemented, it would change those 3 things that can do better into better things, right? You feel what I'm saying there? All right. So again, we need to start thinking now, once we can look back, right? The quarterly review is both. We looking backwards and we looking forwards, right? So I just talked to you about how it is that you're looking backwards. We already set our goals. We already set our objectives, right? Whatever they were for our particular positions in life and where we are in our race, right, of our goals, right, and our milestones and stuff like that, right? So where are we? That's the look back. You see what I'm saying? Some of y'all who've been working with me personally, y'all understand, right? You understand what it is that we're looking back on. We know what the goals were, right? If it was, well, did we clean everything that we said we was going to clean every day, right? Even though we getting back from work super duper late, you know what I mean? Did we increase our steps every month like we said we were supposed to do, right? And did we hit that mark all the time? Have we been tracking our food? You know what I mean? Did we apply to these places? Whatever it is, you know, right? I'm giving a whole bunch of practical examples because I don't want to be one of them people, you know what I'm saying, who are just like, up with hope, down with dope. Like there's no application. Everybody understands what that means, right? But there's no application to it. You know what I mean? Early bird gets the worm. All right, who cares? How does that apply to me, right? So that's why I try to go into a whole bunch of explanations rather than just, give you the point. You see what I'm saying? Like, pow, take that. What do y'all think? You know what I mean? So I try to give y'all these practical applications, right? So once again, we look backwards. Quarterly review, backwards, forward. The forward part is, well, now we need to think about Did we get these objectives? Did we reach these goals? If not, maybe we're going to have to carry some of them into the next quarter, right? But if we did, fantastic. Now, we don't just go into second, third, and fourth quarter blind. No, we got to create some objectives, right? If you did indeed, let's say, it took you forever to get to 10,000 steps a day. Fantastic. You there? Good. What now? Right? What now? You see what I'm saying? Have we been doing resistance training? Did we dial down on the nutrition, right? Are we doing cardio in addition to or in concert with those steps? You see what I'm saying? Like, rather than just walking, are we now going to get on elliptical? Are we now going to get on the treadmill and start maybe jogging a little bit? Like, what is the next step? You see what I'm saying? And I ain't telling you what that is. That's all based on individuals, right? I mean, if you want me to help, hit me up. I'll help. That's what we're here for, right? Watch me make it happen. But you determine what those goals and what those objectives are for the next quarter, right? And it's simple, man. I'm telling you, when we first started thinking of that vision, when we first started thinking of them dreams, right? I told you, I said, where my visionaries at, right? That's what we was doing. We was thinking of that long term. I was hoping that we wasn't thinking of no 1 years, but if we were, that's cool. You still in the first quarter, you feel me, right? So if you thought of that vision, that long-term vision, right? Well, now we're just breaking that up into years. You see what I'm saying? Originally, we was like, what's tasks? Why? Because we got to start moving forward. We need to build that momentum. And that's why I was saying, clean your room, do whatever. Regardless of what your goal is. I want to lose weight. Bet. Wake up, clean your room. I want to be president of the United States. Bet. Wake up, clean your room. I want to get this promotion. Bet. Wake up, clean your room. Why? Because it's the start of everything. And everything is in here and in here, right? It's all about mindset. You see what I'm saying? So now, there we go. We were able to determine what it is that our goals and our objectives were moving forward, right? So now we know what those goals are. We know what those objectives are. And if you don't, that's what this week's homework is figure out what your goals and your objectives are for the following quarter, right? Because I'm telling you, April, May, June. In June, the end of June, beginning of July, we're going to do the same thing, right? That's the quarterly review. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that we just end it. Nah, on the contrary, we're checking to see where we are and where it is that we can improve, where we can move forward from there, right? So once you see what it is that your goals are and how you have done with your goals in the past, right? Now you want to ask yourself the question once again, right? What is it that, what is it that has prevented me, right? And we already came up with some things so that don't happen again. What are some things that we anticipate may create an environment that makes me not do what it is that I said I was going to do, right? Yo, I'm telling you, you see how all this stuff is starting to come together, and it's really like a whole lot of rinse, wash, and repeat, right? Have you gotten your accountability partner yet? Did you determine who that was going to be? Did you call him up? Did you say, yo, listen, I want you to be my accountability partner? Not that I'm a sap sucker and I don't do things, you know what I'm saying? But just because everybody does things more productive together, right? We talked about the levels of maturity, right? Dependent, independent, interdependent, right? Get that accountability partner. You don't need them to necessarily help you with anything, but you want them to hold you accountable. Yo, you know what? I didn't wake up this time. Why not? Why not? All right, what are you going to do tomorrow so that you do, right? Did you get that accountability partner? Do you need to wake up a little bit earlier, right? Time what it is that you do and see how much time you need. Maybe you just need more hours of the day, right? That's nonsense. People say, oh, you can't get no more hours in the day. Yeah, you can. Wake up earlier. Go to sleep later. You can. Everybody got the same 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So if you're sitting here saying, I need more hours in the day, no, you just lack time management. You see what I'm saying? So manage your time. Now, I ain't saying you have to wake up earlier. I ain't saying you have to go to bed late. I'm saying identify where the areas of opportunity are, and maybe then you can go ahead and do it, right? The main objective is our New Year's resolution, right? Is to be resolute in our pursuit of our goals. And whatever that is, whatever the manifestation of that resolute in your pursuit of your goals is, that's what you want to do. I'm showing you how it is, how I do it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing well, great, fantastic. Where can you improve? And if you ain't doing well, fantastic. Where can you improve, right? It's the same question. It's just you just in a different spot. Some people, they flying. Great. How can they glide? And other people are running. Great. How can you sprint, right? How can you, whatever it is that's easier, that will make your goals come to you faster, right? And be able to keep them. That's what it is that we want to do, right? And I'm telling you, when I tell you you want to be resolute in your pursuit of your goals, listen to me, man. Today's Easter, right? I'm recording this on Easter. So tomorrow's the day after Easter, right? And it reminds me when of the story, right? Well, and listen, I don't really care what faith or what religion you are. You know what I mean? This is a story, right? People be making stories up and telling y'all things just to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? At least this from the Bible, right? You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'll be paraphrasing like crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not a man of the cloth. I just got a fantastic and phenomenal relationship with God, right? So listen to the story, right? So there was a time when Jesus was telling his disciples and he was like, yo, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to die. They're going to come and they're going to crucify me and I'm going to die for everybody's sins. That, you know, he was basically telling them the story, right? And it was Peter, right? And Peter, his disciple, I almost say his boy, this is all I'm at, right? So think of it this way. His boy Peter was like, nah, man, that ain't happening, Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if anything, I'll die for that. Like, you can't die. You know what I mean? Peter meant well. He recognized the value in who Jesus was, right? But Jesus, he already did his quarterly review. You know what I'm saying? He knew where he was at. He knew where he was. He knew where he was at and he knew where he had to go. And the vision was super clear. You see what I'm saying? Like he already knew there was no mistakes. There was no hesitation. You know what I mean? Like it was the plan and that plan must happen, right? So even though Peter, his boy, was all about love, was all about, yo, my man, like that can't happen to you, Jesus. Like I'll go. You know what I mean? Like you mean too much, not just to me, but to the world. And not just right now, but forever. You know what I'm saying? Like he believed. You can't do that. What did Jesus tell him? If you know the story, you already know the story, right? But I know that I got a whole bunch of different people watching this video and all that, right? So what do you think Jesus said? If you already know the story, zip the lip, you know what I mean? And just feel, be ready for the crescendo, right? So what was it? He said, get behind me, Satan. My man, like, I'm trying to help you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to die, dog. Right? That's probably what Peter was thinking. You know what I'm saying? But Jesus was so resolute in the pursuit of his goal that it didn't matter who it was. He said, get behind me, Satan. Woo! That's what I'm looking for. That's where I want you to be. I don't care what you believe in. Like I said, I believe in God, in Jesus dying on the cross for our sins. And that's why Easter is so dope, right? So I couldn't just let this pass without, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to convert you, I ain't trying to do nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be an example, you know what I mean? To live life through God, with Jesus, all that stuff like that, right? But the way it applies here, right? Follow the illustration here. You see what I'm saying? Is that imagine if you had the belief in yourself and the belief in your pursuit of your goals, so much so that if somebody comes and tries to move you away from that, you could be like, get behind me, devil. Get behind me, Satan. You see what I'm saying? Now, I ain't saying to sit there and start calling people that, right? But check this out. It's pretty funny. I'm going to tell you a story, right? And I'm going to let y'all out of here pretty soon, right? But I just wanted to tell you this story is that my boy, right? My boy Calvin, he was in the army before me, right? And he had already had a deployment before the deployment that I went on with him, right? After I joined and all that other stuff, right? So when he first went, I was a straight civilian. I never had any prior service, never nothing, you know what I'm saying? And whatever. Thank God he had a pretty easy deployment, right? He even told us, he was like, oh, this ain't all that, blah, 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 whatever, right? But the bottom line is we didn't know, right? So I was like, yo, my man, like I wanted a memento, right? I'm telling you, this is one of my best friends. You know what I mean? I got 5 if you count my wife, right? I got my top 5. And this is one of them, right? And he was like, yo, like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. And he was a little nervous. It was his first deployment. I was nervous on my first deployment. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, give me them dog tags, man. Give me the, that was like the cool thing. Everybody would wear fake dog tags. I was like, I ain't gonna wear fake dog tags. So I put on his dog tags, right? And it said Calvin, right? And it said his name, social security, everything, you know what I'm saying? And it was there. And I rock them all day. And yeah, it looked cool and everything, you know what I mean? But I wasn't perpetrating. People would come up and they'd be like, oh, so you in the army? I was like, nah, man, my boy is, right? So bet. Everybody was like, oh, that's cool. So I'm just wearing it for him. I'm gonna give it to him when he get back. You know what I mean? It was kind of like that emotional connection is I'm gonna hold on to these. A soldier can't go without his dog tags. You know what I mean? Now he went over there and said whatever and they gave him new ones and all that. You know what I mean? But I was like, I'll give these back to you when you get back. You feel me? I'll give these back to you when you get back. What's that doing? That's ensuring he's coming back. At least in my mind and my heart, right? And in his mind and his heart, right? So anyway, so now I'm at a party, right? And I'm sitting there and we chilling, we getting down all of a sudden, right? Some girl come up and she's like, oh, hey. And she got her friends with her, guys and girls, you know what I mean? And, you know, we start talking, right? And I joke around, so I understand that sometimes people be cracking jokes and all that, right? And it's cool. So anyway, she comes up and we start talking, whatever. Everything's all good. Everybody having a good time, right? And then the girl asked me, she's like, oh, so you in the army? Are you in the military? I said, nah. These my boys, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, why do you have him on then? You know, and I was like, well, because he got deployed. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm wearing him until he comes back, right? You know what I mean? On some brother stuff, you know what I mean? And she was like, well, that's weird. I was like, what's so weird about it? She was like, well, usually girls wear their boyfriends or their husband's dog tags, right? Why are you wearing it? And everybody started giggling and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Right? And I was like, well, because the same feeling and emotion that a girl has for her man or a wife has for her husband. What is that? That's love, right? Yeah. Okay. That's what I have for my friend. I love my boy. The only thing is we ain't doing the things that girls and guys do. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that, right? But everything else, I love to do, and I want him to come back. And this is a symbol of that. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, oh, I'm just saying da-da-da. And then at the same time, then she started trying to hit on me and stuff like that, right? But I saw she was already trying to play. On top of that, I was dating the girl at the time. So I just looked at her. I was like, yo, get behind me, devil. Yo, I'm being that serious. I said, get behind me, devil. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I was doing good because I was being faithful to my girl. I wasn't cheating. I was being good because I was being faithful to my boy because I was keeping his name alive while he wasn't here. And I got some girl who's trying to raise the spirits of everybody around me to diss me and look at that in a bad way. No, sir. No, ma'am, right? That ain't happening. That ain't happening because I understood what my goals were and I understood what it was, right? I had that belief. I understood I was not about to sit there and change my trajectory because somebody was making fun of me, right? I had a strong why. That's what we're looking at, is why is it that you're doing what it is that you're supposed to do? I'm telling you, I'm tying this all in together. This is what the review is about. Listen, I want you to believe in your mission. I want you to believe it so hard that if somebody tries to change it or somebody tries to move you away from your goal, I want you to say, get behind me, Satan. You see what I'm saying? Because that is not in line with what it is that you're trying to do. All right. You will be better. You have everything that it takes inside of you to be better. You got all the skills, the capabilities. You got everything it is that you need to be better and to accomplish the goals that you need. All right. It's the same water that can make an egg turn hard is the same water that can make a potato turn soft. It's the same environment, right? It's the same environment. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to determine what the environment is that allowed us to do things, but we also need to recognize that it's not the environment that made us do it. We do, right? Because winners make things happen. Losers let things happen. My name is Pablo Rivera. Watch me make it happen.
Your intuition under pressure, weigh you down on your back. I scribble thoughts in my palm, I see you when I get home. Organize my inner visions while I'm chilling and calm. A politician's mind state, that means I'm nice on my speech. Plus I peep the government.